Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is All Random Daily 007 speaking, your secret agent to loads of fun. I am playing Madden 22 as the home team. Los Angeles Chargers versus the New England Patriots. Let's go.
Today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers taking on Cam Newton and the New England Patriots.
It was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. The Chargers set to go on offense for the first time, and they are led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2020. Now in his second season out of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And you got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Breaks the tackle now at Allen. They can't tackle him. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. 62 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
That was sick.
They were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. Touchdown! Jared Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently, but whatever they said appears to have worked. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So the Patriot offense ready to go to work for the first time, and leading them out, their quarterback in his second year with New England at 11th overall, the former MVP Cam Newton. On 1st and 10, Newton. Open man is Myers. That catch good for only a couple. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. Well, they were looking to throw, holding on a big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage. You start prorating these rushing numbers and looking ahead, he could be on pace for a 2,000-yard season. I don't want to jinx him, but what a year to this point.
But you just did.
Sorry?
That's okay. No, he can overcome that.
I'm not
right?
apologizing to you.
No.
Okay?
I like your attitude. But you're right. What's got to happen for it to actually occur? Offensive line has continued blocking the way they've been blocking. He has to stay healthy. But also, it's not just the idea that he's going to run the football, but he's got to run it against numbers that dictate you throwing the football. Sometimes when you have 6 to block and you only have 5 guys, you've got to block them anyway, and he has to make someone miss as well the rest of the year.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Running on first down, Eckler. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 15-yard line. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup with 1st and 10. They begin with Michel on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Newton. And his throw here's incomplete. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Newton. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Newton. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back. The Charger drive about to get going. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminating touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity. Normally, being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Again, Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. So a little extra on top of the big play there.
It's tough for guys rushing the passer, but you have to know when the ball is gone. And if you listen, officials will tell you ball's gone. He didn't pull up.
Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Now a first down throw for Newton. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Newton. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Newton. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Newton. That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from...
And that is caught! What a grab at the 8! Touchdown, Chargers! Jared Cook! His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chargers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Cam Newton and the Patriots set to go again on offense. In 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This one from 48 yards away. Badgley able to punch this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from? Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cam Newton and the New England offense set to go to work once again. Interesting stat line right now. Technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team and then 2 to the wrong team.
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are troubling. Is he going through the wrong reads, the wrong progressions? Is he getting fooled by defenses? They've got to figure that out over on the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what they see.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw, Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case,
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
149 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, touchdown number 22 on the season. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. On the return is Reed. Able to power through. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big game that time for the Chargers.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
A handoff, it's Eckler. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Chargers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Patriots ready to try again on offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Newton to throw. And a dump off to White. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And they're going to face a third down. Newton now to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Patriots send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Kyle Van Noy in on the stop. Herbert off of play action. Able to get away. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Matt Judon. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going deep here for Allen. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for L.A.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Wow, and even 200 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. On the give, this is Eckler. He gets away from one. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Chargers, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
And that is it for this one. I will see you all at the next one. I love y'all. Peace.